So we got to talk about Chapter Medicare Solutions. And no, this is not a commercial. As a matter of fact, this is the exact opposite of a commercial for these guys, because there is something seriously wrong with this company. I just don't know exactly what yet, but I'm close. I'm close, I swear to God. Bruh. I just need your help. What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And yeah, if you know who this is, if you've seen this logo, you know who Chapter Medicare Solutions is. It's probably because you saw a commercial from your favorite activist or content creator somewhere like this.
A word from our sponsor. You spent decades working and you paid into the system. The deal was, do your part, and when the time comes, you'll be covered. But unfortunately with Medicare, things are rarely that simple. Most people choose their Medicare plan quickly, under pressure with incomplete information. They end up overpaying for coverage that offers less than they think. That's why I want you to know about Chapter. Chapter is the only advisory service that compares every Medicare plan nationwide.
If you're already on the right plan, they'll tell you. If you're not, they'll help you switch. And people who've switched with Chapter save an average of $1,100 a year. It's free and it's fast. So call Chapter today at 845.
There you have it. Chapter Medicare Solutions. And listen, this is the hard part. This is a little bit confusing because I don't think that there's a reason to believe that they don't do everything they said that they would do. But even so, YouTube, there's something fucking wrong with this company. And it's not about what they do or even how they do it. It's about why they do it. And fine, I know you're saying Steve Schmidt, he's not that reliable. Sure, he's down with the cause now. But wasn't he the one who got Sarah Palin in? Yeah, he was. I take everything he says with a grain of salt. But Fanone, Michael Fanone, I actually went and marched with him in D.C. I did. And he is, ex-cop and might even be an old school right-winger. But either way, neither one of these people are going to be shaking hands with America's first creamsicle ethnicity president anytime soon, nor anyone in his sycophantic cabinet who follow him around the White House all day. They're not doing that. So the problem is, YouTube, as far as I can tell, those are the people who founded Chapter. All of them. Are you intrigued yet? Because I have the proof. And if you have grandparents, parents, or you plan on getting old yourself one day, YouTube, this is something that you're going to want to watch. Okay, YouTube, we have to be careful about this. This is an important topic that affects a lot of people, and we're going to have to separate speculation from fact. Facts like, the people behind it, how their business model works, and speculation like, if I'm correct, the danger that this poses. But I promise you that there's no way you leave this video and say to yourself, well, it's all good. It is not. Because if you believe that in any way they would be caught up in something that was founded by Vivek Ramaswamy, then you're better than me. I mean, and not just like, oh, he was an investor, which he was. He's the co-founder. If you listen to what he thinks about entitlements, period, well, you'll find Doge going in, getting rid of as many as possible. And these type of medical programs were the first thing that they got rid of. This guy thinks entitlements make you a slave, started a company to give better Medicare to people who need it. That sounds strange, YouTube, but it only gets worse. Because he also co-founded this with somebody named Kobe Blumenfield Gantz. Kobe Blumenfield Gantz worked for Palantir. Now, I was not expecting that, YouTube. When I'm looking for, who founded, who funded Chapter Medicare Solutions, I was not expecting that. And if you're smart, which I know you are, your first question is, what made you want to look for them in the first place, Drill Sergeant? You remember this guy? This bootlicker, this household pet for white supremacy. I was going in on him, and this is months and months and months ago. This is last year, as I was flaming him for being the worst kind of human being, black man, degenerate, household pet for white supremacy. I saw this commercial come up on his video. And I said, anybody who's down with this, anybody who's okay with this guy being their spokesman, I need to check him out. And so I looked a little bit past what the Google search said. And YouTube, upon looking a little bit further than the original Google search, it got worse. But that's not all. It turns out that there's money that's backing you and your highfalutin, ridiculous, I'm a black person almost page is owned by Peter Thiel. Yeah, that Peter Thiel. It's not funny. We're already down a rabbit hole that's hard to fathom for something called Chapter Medicare Solutions that actually helps people find Medicare. Peter Thiel, if you think that the guy who said this, and I'm going to quote it, the expansion of government entitlement programs and welfare beneficiaries has rendered democracy and individual freedom incompatible, has an interest in starting a company that helps more people get Medicare from the government at a cheaper price, then I would love to have your vision, because I don't see that. When I say that there's something deeply wrong, and we're just going to start there, just with the people who are founding this. Peter Thiel sat on the board. Oh, by the way, he sat on the board because he was taking the place of J.D. Vance. That couch fucker J.D. Vance. His firm, these people, these venture capitalist firms that are run all through this entire company and its founding, all of them who belong to a party that passed a big, beautiful bill that's trying to destroy Medicare, started a company that's based and owes its entire life to Medicare staying around. Something changed. So yeah, here we are. This is strange. Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, these are the people who, what we know now of them, are completely against this. And some of them are deliberately working to end Medicare. Not only that, the things that they're doing in government now and fighting for, all of them are to try to get rid of the thing that's making them money. It's a conflict of interest that I can't wrap my head around. I need your help, YouTube. But then in 2024, everything at the top changed. Everything. Vivek Ramaswamy went to go become a presidential candidate, and then later on went into Doge, right? J.D. Vance. The reason why Peter Thiel is there, taking over for J.D. Vance, he went to become vice president and did everything in his power and is doing, as we speak, everything in his power to defund Medicare. This guy is taking away the money for end-of-life care, hospice care, threatening entire states, saying that we're not going to give you the funding for it. And that means that he is taking away his money that he invested. Peter Thiel sat on the board after J.D. Vance left, and now he's gone. He left, and he left it to somebody who seems to be all on the up and up, a professor who actually did policy stuff. The key is, when they left, after they left 2024, while I was looking up my, the house plant, the black house plant, who's watered by white supremacy at every turn, and I'm going off on him in this video. I went back to find out what video that was because I wanted to show the clip. And this is what I found. All of this was in that same time frame. So YouTube, it's important to understand that all the research I did about this chapter Medicare group was because I saw it on a video from Aquarius Wave. So imagine my surprise when I go back to Aquarius Wave and the video nor the banners on any video is there. I know, it's hard to believe. I wouldn't believe it. So I went to my history, and on the day of, it shows every video that I watched, but curiously, only a search for Aquarius Wave. And you're telling me that I searched for it, pressed enter, all the videos of his came up, and I said, nah, I'll watch it another time. I didn't watch it? That's crazy. Every video I watched, and the timestamp, one after the other. It scrubbed YouTube. They scrubbed it because I played my hand too early, and that's wild. What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that, YouTube? Huh? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I know I didn't pull chapter out of my ass over a year ago. There was a reason why I looked it up. This guy had it on his videos. Now they're gone. Not only are they gone, I thought that maybe I was being messed with by Palantir, who was surveilling me. Hi, how you doing? I know you're watching. What seems to be more likely is, just like all of those people that are known for being antithetical to businesses like this, starting it, being gone, they seem to have pulled their endorsements and commercials from right-wing people like this guy. And I just so coincidentally found him before they could say, hey, we're not advertising with you guys anymore. Now we're doing this. On one hand, are you telling me these guys like Midas Touch, like Steve Schmidt, who have an operation behind them with a lot of money, didn't look into chapter to see who started it? But I did? Well, maybe that's the point. When they withdrew from all the people that you can't find anymore, when you go click on it, like, hey, I saw this bum with a chapter on it. Well, not anymore. The only reason why I did pass a Google search to find out all of these founders, that doesn't come up when you type in chapter. The only reason why I did that was because they were on that guy's page, on that video. So maybe not. Maybe that's the point. And they're especially not going to look past a simple Google search when you see that they've actually been helped by them.
My father has cancer, and he and my stepmother avoided Medicare because they were convinced it would cost them more than their employer coverage. Well, that all changed once we found Chapter. Chapter's advisors looked at my father's doctors, his prescriptions, his whole situation. They compared every plan available nationwide and dropped his drug costs by thousands.
Medicare stuff because it's been confusing and overwhelming. But I finally called Chapter because of your ad. The person I spoke with took the time to explain my options without making me feel pressured. I answered a few questions and they helped me find a better plan that fit my current needs and even saved me over $100 a month.
Boom! That's a lot of money.
I know. I actually wished I had called sooner. It cost me nothing but a little bit of time and it ended up saving me lots of money. I love you guys. Angela in Texas.
Angela!
Thank you so much.
That's fantastic. You know, my dad called as well and he got some extra coverage.
I'm going to let that ride. I'm going to let you decide on that. But for me, I have to believe that they didn't know about this. I have to believe that they didn't know who founded this and that they haven't had any need or reason to look further. It's a smart move by Chapter. Because now what they'll tell you is Vivek Ramaswamy is no longer a part of us if you do happen to find out like I did. Consumer advocate. It gives them, the highest rating I've ever seen for a company like this. It just goes touting and fawning over them on how good they are at helping people, and again, helping people. Consumer advocate. So I think that needs to be clear. I think that before we go into this business model, which we're about to do, I can only say, besides a few people here and there and some accounts from people who used to work there saying they weren't treated right, in the grand scheme of things, there is no evidence that they don't do exactly what they say they're going to do and better than anyone else. And if your grandma's on it and found a better price, I'd like to know if you've had a good interaction with these people or older people in your life, have used them. Leave it in the comment section. I need to know. I want to know. So I'm not going to take that part away. But why? All of this comes down to the question that's leaving me uneasy as hell. Why are they? There's another reason. There's got to be. Why are they doing this? How does this help the people who funded it? And the people who funded it are trying to get rid of Medicare to ensure that this lane of money that's growing fast, it's the fastest growing in its field, stops giving them money? No. Why is the question? Why? For that, we've got to look at this business model, because I think that it's diabolical, YouTube. There's a few question marks that come up as to why they're so good at what they do, and they want everybody who's on Medicare or going to be on Medicare to come to them for the great price. The software, the AI software, is given to them and run by Palantir. You see, the business model, according to this guy,
Chapter earns revenue from insurance companies, and it doesn't matter which insurance company you choose. Our advisors are blinded as to which plans Chapter earns revenue from and which ones we don't. So that means that when our advisors are using our platform, the only thing that they're focused on are your 3 Ps, and then matching you with the single best fitting plan for your needs based on those 3 Ps in discussion with you. So the North Star is acting in your best interest.
Yeah, they get money from the insurance company, but there's the other side of it that's never spoken in that entire hour interview that it was clipped from. The AI, the technology. Chapter proposes itself as a technology company as well as a Medicare finder company. That technology is Palantir's. And it just so happens that all the people who decided to leave and start this, who started it up and now decided to leave, the things that they're doing aren't just getting rid of Medicare in the government. It's the things like getting the data from Medicare. When they went into the government offices and stole people's Social Security, stole all the Medicare rolls. There's certain things that not even Palantir can do due to HIPAA rights. Well, until you give it to them and call them and say, yeah, my name is so-and-so, and I'm also on Medicare. Whether they're trying to get rid of it, whether they're using that data against us, whether it's just a better way to surveil us. Palantir is a surveillance company. Palantir also provides the software for Chapter. Chapter is really good, and they're growing fast. The same people who started it also love Doge and want your information. That's a conflict of interest. Here's another one. This entire government has been pining for medical data. Why? 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 Palantir is already in your hospital, and they want more. They want to be able to flick the switch. They want to be able to talk between doctors and computers. And when Peter Thiel says that he wants to have computers run the world and that humanity may not be good enough for him, did we just give him the keys to who and what we are? Did we just give a psychopathic government the keys to what levers they can press on human beings, what drugs they take, when to spike it, when to draw it down? who to use in different regions, the data that's being collected by a really great company whose software is given to them, not run kind of on the same platform or basis, given to them. It is Palantir software running it, who just so happens to also have the medical data, software, and looking for more. That's also run by people who have nothing to do with healthcare. Who knew Palantir wanted to be in healthcare so badly? Well, looks like they found their way. And lastly, isn't it coincidental that Palantir was looking to do this well before now? And when they tried to do it in the UK, which they're still doing, by the way, and I think they've still made strides, the backlash was giant because them, like me right now, according to the documentation, said the number one problem with letting them do this was their mishandling of data, because they saw the threat of giving these monsters your data. That's where we are. That's what this is. I don't know. I said I needed your help. These are the dots. These are the owners. This is what they've been doing. Doge gives us an idea of what they've already done with data, where they're heading with data. Elon Musk is already coming up with implants for the brain. Thiel has already said he hates humanity, and he thinks anybody who's on Medicare is a leech, is a parasite. And he sat on the board of a company that got the most people on Medicare, helping them get it cheaper, faster, better than any other company in the past 12 months. Maybe we should look into this before we start platforming them on all of our progressive platforms. It's all I'm saying. We're going to be doing a book club end of September. And if you join Patreon, you'll get the first book. The first book is Guerrilla Warfare by Che Guevara. Yeah, you see, because I see where this is going. I may not know everything, and I'm hoping to get the help from you guys. I meant that when I said it. But this isn't your mom's book club. This isn't your uncle's book club. First book. For people on Patreon, you get the book for free. Just download it, PDF. And we're also going to be doing our big discussions and the fun, drinks, talk about what we read, the whole thing, via Patreon. But then everybody is going to be able to be a part of that. Everybody's included. You'll always know what book it is. And we're going to be posting those live shows here afterwards. And our discussions will be here when we go live. We can talk about what you saw. Book club. It's not your mama's, not your mammy's book club. Che Guevara. Guerrilla Warfare. Also, before I go, we're still looking for editors. This thing took forever. And the research for this was ridiculous. I've had this idea for months. Literally. And then finally decided to try to put it down a couple weeks ago. And hopefully it came out okay. We'll see how it ends up. We're looking for editors. Hit me up. If you're good at editing, you want to volunteer something, you think that this channel does something good, it gives back, and it's worth it, your time to you, hit me up. We need editors. What else we got? I think that's it. That's all I can give you for right now. There's so much more coming. I will not let you down. This is the Resistance Hub. And hopefully there's other people out there that will go way further than me when I bring information like this that can help all of us find out what the hell is going on. Because the time to fight is now. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind, the kind that moves. But here's the thing, none of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're gonna pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads, it's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.